Okay, next we're going to look at a way to put things along the sidebar of your site. So right now, if we go to my site here, you'll see there's nothing in the sidebar. It's just a white area. We can put things in there. We can put content there. The key is not to clutter too much stuff in there, but things that will be useful for your readers. So let's look at what a few of those things might be. So we go to the back end here again and go to Appearance and Widgets. You should see something like this. Now, the theme dictates what widget areas you have. This theme just has a single sidebar. Some might have sidebars and footers and other things. But the key is you have places to put things here and stuff to put from here. So we just drag stuff over that we want. So let's drag a few over and play with them. So archives can be useful. One, a monthly archive of your site posts. So we'll drag that in there. We can hit the little thing to collapse it to keep it a little smaller for now if we want. Let's see. Search is always good. Let's bring the search box over. And then categories is another good one I like to do. So we should put that one second. So now we have these three widgets. Really, before I do anything else, we can just go back to the front. And you'll see now we have search and categories and archives. Not a whole lot there, but those will fill out as time goes by. Let's go back to the back here, back to appearance and widgets. And so search, you notice the title is blank. You say search my site, or search my blog even. You do that, search my blog. And then under that categories, we just say categories. Now here you can display it as a drop down or just a list of categories. I like to show us a list, and I kind of like to show the post counts by each so people can see which categories have more posts in them. It doesn't really matter until you have a lot of content, but you can always, again, turn that off anytime you want. And then archive. This one I do like to show as a drop down because it can get unwieldy over the course of months and years. But again, completely up to you. Show post counts, and then we'll call it archive. So we save that. And again, go back to the front now. You'll see now it says search my blog, categories, archives, has some dividers. And again, you should end up with 6 or 8 categories. Eventually have a bunch of archived months in here. Could be pretty useful. You may want to do a text widget over here. You can do a little text one just to explain a little bit about who you are. Later in the course, we'll get into adding email signups. People can sign up to get emails when you post new blog entries. Lots of things you can do on the side, but again, remember to do things that are useful for your visitors. I think those 3 tend to be pretty useful, but again, depends a lot on your goals and what's going on. But in the appearance and widgets area, again, you'll see a lot of these. And the theme will dictate what shows up here. The theme and to some degree plugins will dictate what shows up here. So on some plugins you add may create a widget for you to add in there. For example, there's MailChimp plugins that will then add a MailChimp drop, or form plugins or different things like that. But for now, if you just need to add any arbitrary text, you can drag the arbitrary text widget over. And that's where you can just kind of talk about yourself or insert code from something or whatever you need to do. So next up, we'll dig into pages and navigation bar and start getting the front end